This is unbelievable, my friend. Just when it seemed the Eagles had their defense in order, a bombshell dropped behind the scenes in the NFL. Strong rumors indicate that a Pro Bowl cornerback may be available for trade. And believe it or not, Philadelphia is already appearing as a possible destination. But it doesn't stop there. Another report suggests the Eagles may have their sights set high on a Super Bowl champion valued at over $76 million. And as if that weren't enough, A.J. Brown just set social media ablaze with a cryptic message begging for a move that could shake up the entire season. I have access to exclusive details and will reveal every move being discussed within the league. But first, if you wear green with pride and believe this franchise can still soar, like and subscribe to the channel, because what I'm about to tell you now could change everything for the Eagles. The Eagles spent an offseason rebuilding their secondary with bold moves, but less than a month into the season, it's clear that Vic Fangio's defense still has flaws. With Heat sensation Quinyon Mitchell and versatile guard Cooper DeJean, the depth has been tested week after week. With Adoree Jackson sidelined, Jacorian Bennett on IR, and young cornerbacks like Kaylee Ringo still learning the ropes, the unit has been forced to play in daunting terrain. That's why news of Seattle Seahawks cornerback Riq Woolen's potential availability on the trade market immediately sparked interest in Philadelphia. NFL insider Ian Rappaport reported on September 28th that, with Devin Witherspoon's return to the Seahawks roster, teams are monitoring Woolen, whose pace is slow, as a potential trade piece before the deadline. And make no mistake, Woolen isn't just another name. At 6 feet 4 inches and boasting a rare 4.26 feet, he's one of the most athletic defenders in the league. Bursting onto the scene in 2022 with 6 interceptions, 16 passes defended, and a Pro Bowl nod as a rookie, Woolen has proven he can change the momentum of a game in an instant. Over the past 2 seasons, he's racked up tackles, forced turnovers, and maintained consistency as a starter, even though his role in Seattle has diminished under new head coach Mike Macdonald. For the Eagles, adding Woolen would be more than just plugging a hole. It could unlock Fangio's entire defensive scheme. Pairing Woolen with Mitchell would give Philadelphia 2 outside blocking options, freeing DeJean to switch between nickel, safety, and blitz. Suddenly, a defense that sometimes seemed vulnerable could transform in one of the most flexible and dangerous units in football. Financially, the move also makes sense. Woolen has a modest $5.4 million salary cap hit for 2025, manageable for Howie Roseman. And since he's entering a contract year, Philadelphia could treat the rest of this season as a trial run. Re-sign him if he shines, or let him walk if he doesn't. So, what would it take? Probably a mid to late day 3 pick, perhaps with conditional upgrades tied to playing time or interceptions. For a Pro Bowl cornerback entering his prime, that price is almost too good to pass up. The only question is whether Seattle will actually deliver. But where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And Roseman is known for attacking while others hesitate. But here's the thing. Woolen isn't the only name cropping up in Eagles trade rumors. In fact, a superstar cornerback already has a Super Bowl pedigree, and he could cost significantly more. Bring but instant contribution to the Philadelphia subsidiary. If Riq Woolen represents a high potential bet, then L'Jarius Sneed is the definition of a sure bet. The Tennessee Titans started staggering with an 0-4 record, seemingly the worst season in the league for the second consecutive year. And when struggling franchises hit rock bottom, fire sales are common. That's why league insiders are buzzing that Sneed could be available at the right price. Just a few months ago, the veteran cornerback signed a 4-year, $76 million contract with Tennessee after playing a key role in the Kansas City Chiefs' back-to-back Super Bowl victories. He wasn't just another cog on defense. He was one of Patrick Mahomes' most reliable anchors on the other side of the ball. A cornerback who could keep up with WR1s, close out entire stretches of the field, and make decisive plays on football's biggest stage. Now, with the Titans quietly jettisoning talent left and right, including trading starting quarterback Jarvis Brownlee to the Jets, the smoldering smoke of a roster shakeup is hard to ignore. Coach Brian Callahan may publicly deny a sell-off, but the reality is clear. Tennessee is in meltdown, and veterans like Sneed could be next in line. Actions always speak louder than words in the NFL. For the Eagles, the combination is almost too perfect. Quinyon Mitchell has been nothing short of sensational, instantly locking down one side of the field like heat. Quarterbacks have learned quickly. Throw his way at your own risk. But this dominance comes at a cost. Opposing offenses are avoiding Mitchell completely and relentlessly attacking the other side. The results? Painful. Last week, Baker Mayfield threw for nearly 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, simply targeting the more scrappy half of Philadelphia's secondary. That kind of vulnerability won't survive in January, when the Eagles will face elite passers in the spotlight. Sneed changes that discovery overnight. He brings toughness, championship pedigree, and the ability to eliminate WR2s with the same confidence Mitchell eliminates WR1s. Together, they can form one of the most intimidating cornerback duos in the league, giving defensive coordinator Vic Fangio the flexibility to deploy employ creative blitz packages and cover disguises that frustrate even the smartest quarterbacks. Imagine an Eagles defense where neither side of the field feels safe to attack. That's what Sneed offers. And it's not just about talent, it's about timing. Philadelphia's Super Bowl window is wide open, but windows in the NFL close faster than fans realize. General Manager Howie Roseman knows this better than anyone, which is why giving up a third-round pick, a likely cost of snatching Sneed from Tennessee, could be a gamble that keeps the Lombardi Trophy race alive. Draft picks are about building for the future. Sneed is about winning now. The risk? Minimal. Sneed already thrives in high-pressure games, already understands what it takes to win championships, and would be joining a locker room full of veterans who know exactly what that should mean. The upside? Huge. A defense that suddenly looks as complete and dangerous as the offense, poised for another postseason winning streak. But as Roseman calls to shore up the defense, another storm is brewing, and this time it has nothing to do with cornerbacks. It's on offense, where one of Philadelphia's biggest stars may have just played his last game in midnight green. A.J. Brown has never been shy about speaking his mind, but this time, his frustration may have crossed the line. After yet another disappointing performance, just 2 receptions for 7 yards on new targets, Brown took to social media with a cryptic post that shocked Eagles Nation. The message was simple: shrug it off and move on. Fans and those close to him knew exactly what he meant. A.J. Brown wants out. This isn't the first time he's expressed discontent with his role on offense, but the timing couldn't be worse. The Eagles are undefeated with a 4-0 record, riding high after another Super Bowl run, and yet their star wide receiver has been increasingly vocal about his lack of production. In 4 games, he has 2 single-digit yardage performances and hasn't surpassed 27 yards in 3 of them. A stunning drop for a player once considered one of the top 5 receivers in football. The Eagles' offense has adjusted to present more balance, relying on Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, and the running game. But Brown, a 3-time Pro Bowler, clearly feels sidelined. And now, trade speculation is rapidly increasing. 4 times have already been named as potential suitors, candidates who believe they can revive Brown's career and add a game-changing edge. For Philadelphia, the dilemma is brutal. Keep a frustrated star who could become a distraction in the locker room, or trade him while his name still carries weight and recover valuable assets for another season. What makes the situation even more dramatic is the timing. With Roseman already considering possible trades for cornerbacks, could he also trade Brown? If so, the Eagles' roster would change significantly in a matter of weeks. And here's the reality. The NFL trade deadline is approaching. Each passing day brings more urgency, and the Eagles are in the eye of the storm. The decisions made now, whether it's bringing in Woolen, making a big splash for Sneed, or moving on from Brown, could determine whether Philadelphia repeats as champions or falls short. With the Eagles exploring blockbuster defensive trades, high-potential cornerbacks, and A.J. Brown successfully making a trade, could Philadelphia be on the verge of a roster overhaul that could change the course of its defense and offense in the Super Bowl? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Eagles news.